You are about to hear a clip from the Commissioner of Frankfort, Kentucky, state that beneficial, which the judge had gave them permission illegally to foreclose on my home. For well over 2 years, I have been trying to get beneficial to provide documentation that their contract supports a legal obligation. Repeatedly, they failed to do so. The judge also repeatedly denied me of my rights to have the adequate documentation to adequately defend myself by denying me repeatedly from my accusers to provide the documentation to support a legal obligation. Therefore, as you will hear the commissioner say, that at the day of the sale, beneficial, which was the holder of the contract that was illegal, did called his office at the day of the sale of my house and canceled it. The commissioner denies knowing why they did so. So what he did, that was just last Wednesday, he took them to court, and I was there. I wouldn't have known that they had canceled the sale if I wasn't there at court that day. And the commissioner was actually taking beneficial to court for stopping the sale, and so that the commissioner would get their money for the work that they did of trying to sell my home. So, check out the clip.
Okay. If beneficial, when did they stop the sale?
They stopped it the day of the sale that morning. I got a phone call that morning, the 23rd. They called me that morning on the phone and said, "We just got a call from our client. Is it too late to stop the sale?" And I said, "No, I can stop it." That was the morning. I said, "But fax me over something so I have it for my record." He says, "Mr. Jones, per our conversation, please accept this fax as a formal request to cancel the sale." See,
this may explain a lot of things that has been going on in the last couple of years. It wasn't until that I started putting the local banks, the lending institutions, on the spotlight and showing the community that they were also unable to provide documentation to support their contracts were legal, their debt contracts were legal. So this also will explain conspiracy between Judge Shepard and the judges in Louisville, commissioners, are always conspiring to keep this information out. And I think one of the most damaging piece of information that they wanted to keep out of the public's eyes and ears is the fact that every time that you make a payment, you are actually breaking the law, several laws, in fact. So it also explains why Judge Shepard and these other judges and commissioners had kind of sick the local law enforcement officers in Frankfort to actually go after my child. And pick him up in the middle of the night and interrogated him for hours, trying to get him to confess to a crime and videos that I actually knew the person that provided the video well over a year ago, and they were trying to make it seem like it was just a few days earlier. And when she saw that they were trying to pin this on my son, she went off and made a public statement on Facebook. So this explains why, because the banks cannot prove their contracts were legal. So Judge Shepard and the banks has gotten together with the law enforcement. It was just 3 law enforcement officers that I know of. Officer Ben Hankin, Todd Smithers, and Sheriff Pat Milton was the 3 that was known to be, or either caught on tape. It also may explain why that I asked Judge Shepard a year ago, 12 times in 6 months, 2 times a month, I asked, will you require them to prove their contract? For 6 months, 2 times a month, he repeatedly denied me that until I made a statement that I would pay them double if they can prove that their contracts were legal. And he finally did so. It sat down in his courthouse for a year. And then he pulled it out and acted as if he never made that order, and then turned around and signed it, disregarding his own order. So definitely there is a conspiracy going on. But now you'll see why they did these things, to keep you, the public, from knowing that the contracts that you're making payments on, you are actually breaking several laws doing so. It's very easy to find out. It's very easy to find out if I'm telling the truth or not. All you have to do is go to your local bank, have them provide documentation. It is required by law, as you look at Judge Shepard's order, October 15, 2014 order, where he required them to do so. So, thank you very much. Have a good day.